And I think they are ready. Let's send it up to our ring announcer or announcers.
Mesdames, Messieurs, la décision est à l'unanimité des 3 juges. Le premier a donné 112-115.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Our judge, Ray Solis, scores the bout 115-112.
Le deuxième a donné 112-115, c'est M. Keane.
Our judge, John Keane, scores the bout 115-112.
Monsieur Stroher a donné 113-115.
And judge at ringside, Kurt Stroher, scores the bout 115-113.
Mesdames, Messieurs, nouveau champion du monde, Hacine Cherifi!
Jimmy Lennon need not talk.
By way of unanimous decision,
Keith Holmes, upset by hometown product Hacine Cherifi. The third middleweight champion from France, the fourth current French champion, 17th French champion overall. The end of a championship reign that began in March of '96 with 2 title defenses.
Steve, skill is great, but conditioning, the #1 factor in this sport, bar none.
Major upset. Hacine Cherifi out of Lyon, France, is the new WBC middleweight champion of the world.
Talked about the American fighters getting beat by some of the French fighters, causing an enormous amount of confidence over here. This can only boost it even further here in France.
Holmes' first loss since July of '90, his 8th fight. He's now 30-2. He's derailed in his quest to unify the middleweight title. Boy, he seemed to be on a collision course with arch rival, fellow Maryland fighter William Joppy, who recently recaptured the WBA middleweight belt. But that is now put on hold as Holmes is stunned in his first fight overseas. He just never seemed to be into it here tonight. Meanwhile, Hacine Cherifi goes to 25-2-1, wins the title in his second attempt at a belt. He had fought virtually no recognizable names except for Robin Reed. He looked good in that fight in defeat, and he looks good in victory here. Boy, this could be one big night of celebration for the French, with Fabrice Tiozo coming up next. Our main event from L'Astrobal in Villeurbanne, France, about 2 hours from Paris on the Bullet train. Fabrice Tiozo of France makes his first defense of the WBA Cruiserweight title against relatively unknown Terry Ray from Terre Haute. Daunting task for the American, fighting on foreign soil for the first time in his career and doing it in the backyard of the popular champion Fabrice Tiozo. Steve Albert back here with Bobby Ches, and man, does this throw a wrench into the plans of Keith Holmes.
Well, the middleweight division has been compared to a wasteland because there are a lot of talent there, but the talent hadn't gotten together. Well, now here's one talent that's out of the picture, at least for now. A little bit more of an Americanization type fighting from the Frenchman. Cherifi fought a nice fight. He got on the inside, he closed the gap. He did what he had to do against a taller, more powerful southpaw. He got the job done. It was conditioning, Steve, and it was will to win. He outgutted him.
And looking ahead, the middleweight division, it's an interesting division now in particular with this upset, but it seems to be a waste of talent because there's no tournament to determine who is the best at 160, although arguably Bernard Hopkins is.
Right now, Bernard Hopkins is still the man to beat, but he's got some nice up-and-coming people. A guy who's fighting Robert Allen's a year away from being right in the cream of the crop. I think he's a year away from really coming into his own. And you have William Joppy. You have a number of fighters that on any day can take the crown.
All right, let's go right now to the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco, with some post-fight reaction.
With a despondent Keith Holmes, you look like you got outgutted, out-conditioned. I mean, was your condition up for this?
I was all right, Ferdy. I thought, you know, the guy was hitting me out after the bell, you know, hitting me low. I thought I won the fight, you know, but I don't think they think I...
Well, I think unanimously we all had it 115, 112, including our producers, but that's because you're in there fighting, you're very close. They didn't take a point away from you. You were behind. When you had to really come on the last 3 rounds, you didn't come on the last 3 rounds. Why? You're too good a fighter not to fight those last 3 rounds blazing hard. You didn't.
Well, first of all, let me thank God, the creator of heaven and earth, God of Israel, for giving me the strength to pull it, you know, to make it the distance. you know, fights make fights, and you know, I'm one of the greatest. I'll be back. You know.
Did you find his style so confusing you didn't know how to organize?
No, he was easy to hit. It was just, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think I won the fight.
Well, you did win. On one great night, Sugar Ray Robinson got licked by Randy Turpin, and he wasn't half the fighter. So you got that, your future ahead of you in the middleweights. Thank you very much. We go back to Steve Albert at ringside.
All right, thank you very much, Ferdy. A despondent former champion, Keith Holmes, will go back to the Maryland area without his middleweight championship belt. We have a new champion, and we go back to the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco, to chat with Hacine Cherifi.
Congratulations, congratulations. Did you think you were ahead in the last 3 rounds, that you needed to win it for the last 3 rounds?
Avez-vous pensé que vous aviez déjà gagné au début des 3 dernières rondes?
C'est vrai que c'était serré, mais je pensais que j'avais un point d'avance et c'est pour ça que j'ai terminé le forcing et tout, pour être sûr et pas avoir de problème.
He said that he thinks that he had a point, he was ahead a point, and therefore he continued to fight because he wanted to make sure that he would keep ahead.
Was he in danger when he went down? Was he in danger of getting knocked out?
Quand vous avez tombé, étiez-vous en danger d'un knockout ou
C'est vrai que j'ai été touché sur le coup, mais je suis quelqu'un de très dur et je récupère vite.
When he got the hit, he thought that there was something, but then he recuperated very fast because he says he's very strong physically, and he just went on.
Do you think finally that this was a tribute to your condition, that conditioning won the fight?
Croyez-vous que que vous avez gagné parce que vous êtes si physiquement en forme que vous ne pouviez pas perdre?
Je suis quelqu'un, j'ai très confiance en moi. Je m'entraîne dur, c'est vrai que je suis fort physiquement, mais c'est moi qui a fait le combat, c'est moi qui a mené, c'est normal que je gagne.
Says he's very, very confident in himself, and he's trained very, very hard, and those are the results.
Congratulations, a wonderful night for you. Thank you very much. And back to Steve Albert at ringside.